Alrighty, I am going to attempt to um, smoke a salmon. I've never smoked one before. I bake them all the time, but I'm gonna try something new. Got a little smoker here that I got from on Amazon. It's nothing special, but it'll get the job done. I bought these chips, so I'm going to see how it goes. Alrighty, well, I've got the the smoker. It's around 150 degrees. So I don't have a full salmon because it'll take me forever to eat a full salmon. But I'm gonna stick them on here and see what happens. Put them skin down. They need to cook for probably around an hour and a half. So we'll keep checking in on them, see how they're doing. Well, I've been losing heat, so I put some more of these chips in the bottom of it, and I fanned it and got the flame going.
Hey girl. Hey, what you doing?
So
Nothing on my phone. Well, I guess.
it's getting hotter.
I guess. Hey, did I leave my dudes?
It's been on there now for around 40 minutes. I put some more chips in and got the flame going. I don't know if you can see it through there. Right in there, you can see that flame going. Which I would rather have it too hot than not hot enough. See now that it's a little too hot, but I'll pull it off early if need be. Yes. You can hear it cooking. Hear that grease and stuff dropping onto the pan. There are two different trays that you can put chips in. I've got them on the lower one down there, and this one up here doesn't have anything on it, but it's in there. It's heated up, and you can hear the grease and stuff dropping onto that. So hopefully it turns out okay. It's really looking good. I think it may be about done. As you can see it dropping down in there. I think I'll go in and get my temperature gauge and see how it is. It's got down to around 150 degrees. The salmon is starting to show some white coming through, so it's about done. Well, it's probably done. I'm gonna go in and start what I'm gonna cook with it. Being this is my first time smoking, I did not want to leave this alone. I just didn't feel comfortable leaving it alone, especially with such a small smoker. It's not a big one. This one hard wind could blow it over. It's been pretty windy today. They tell you not to smoke in the wind, but I was really wanting to, been hankering to try my hand at it. So hopefully it turns out good. For the last 10 minutes or so, I've closed the lid. I'm going to try to keep as much of the smoke in there as I can. Now this particular smoker has two different levels. It has the bottom one and the top one, obviously. And this, you can see the two handles on there. You can twist it and take that top level off to access the bottom level. Now, I've got it on the top level. So hopefully the heat has got through enough, and the smoke, which it's had smoke pouring out of the whole thing, but I just want to try to get as much of that smoked flavor as I can. I've seen plenty of videos on smoking, and there are certain things you can do to the chips or the charcoal to give it extra flavor. I've seen where they soak them in water or soak them in Jack or other, soak them in beer. I'm not real big on any of that. So maybe the next time I will try to soak it in something and see how that turns out. But for now, I'm just gonna see how this turns out, and hopefully it's good. I wanted to start with salmon, one because I love salmon, and two because it's fairly cheap. It was around $9.99 a pound at Reese's. It's really hard to measure out exactly a pound, so I think I got 1.13, something in around there, and just had them cut it in half. The last time I made salmon, I just baked it, and I didn't have them cut it, and I cut it myself, and I don't mind telling you that I butchered it. So hopefully these turn out good. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to make macaroni with it and just try to have a good dinner. It's down to around 145-ish. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm going to go in, and I've got the water boiling now. I'm going to go in and see if it's boiling, or I've got the water on. I don't know if it's boiling yet. Go and check that and put the noodles on. But I think while it's I'm waiting on the noodles to finish, I'm going to leave it just out here. That way it at least stays warm. It won't take those noodles long. And I'm using the Velveeta macaroni that I just have to put the cheese in. That's nothing special. Until I get just really good at cooking things, I try to do one hard thing at a time. And so that Velveeta macaroni, I like it. It's good, and it's extremely simple to make. So, alrighty, the water is boiling. I'm going to put a little bit of Bertolli olive oil in there. I've heard that helps prevent the noodles from sticking. I'm also going to put some Emerald Essence. I put this stuff on everything that I cook. It is amazing. I've heard Emerald say he puts it on everything but ice cream. And you can't really put too much. I've been using it for years. And it adds a flavor to it that is just second to none in my opinion. So I'm going to stir that around. That way it doesn't get all clumped up. Go ahead and pour the noodles in. Now you don't want to do like I just did and pour the cheese in with it. Whoops. I didn't think I had the box open enough to do that, but obviously I did. So take this other cheese out. Pour in the rest of the noodles. Give that a good stir. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and take them off. They are definitely done. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Once I get inside, I will check actually I'll do it right here. Check the internal temperature. Maybe a little overcooked, but that's okay. I don't mind that at all. I'd rather be overcooked than undercooked. Just stirring it to make sure that the noodles are not stuck together. That's part of the reason I put the oil in there as well. Heard that that'll help prevent sticking. I've just done that for years. And just making sure there's nothing stuck to the bottom. Some people do it different. I like to put my cheese in there right after I drain the noodles. One, it helps give the noodles a couple extra minutes to drain. And I don't know, it's just the way I've always done it with this kind. Obviously, if you make like craft or you make it homemade, it's a lot different because this is just so simple. You want to try to squeeze as much of that cheese out of there as you can. I made the Kraft macaroni the other night. I said, I don't know what you did with the macaroni, but it's real good. And I said, good. And I said, because I spilled about half the cheese powder on the ground and wasn't able to use it. I am no chef by any means. My sister's a really good cook, and my brothers are both real good at cooking. Well, they're good at grilling. My sister, she's good at cooking everything else. I'm just kind of in the middle there. I've always cooked easy, simple things. Pick the noodles up, and since they're, you know, like a bowl, you kind of want to try to shake off any excess water that might be in the noodles, and then just start mixing it. That pan handle is really hot. Just make sure you just mix that all up. I like to leave my noodles on just a little bit longer, especially with these noodles. I feel like they get a little, I don't know, they're just a little more soft. You know, just, not that I'm against al dente, but I love just especially with macaroni, just the soft noodles. Now my spaghetti noodles, if I cook angel hair, I prefer them to be not as soft, not necessarily al dente, but I like them to be a little softer, or a little harder, I mean. So that's that. I think we're good to go. I'm going to throw just a little bit more of that emerald essence in there. Mix that in. I just love that stuff. Now, I don't really use a whole lot of pepper or salt. I'm just not a big fan of spicy, so I don't like, or hot, so I don't like pepper. My ex-girlfriend's mother, every Sunday after church, we'd go over there, and she'd always have to make a little extra on the side for me that wasn't all spicy. And she'd say, what kind of Mexican doesn't like spicy? Of course, she was just kidding because I'm Native American and she knew that, but she was funny. Alrighty, well, I think that's good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and make me a plate, and I'll show you guys the finished product. Alrighty, the finished product. I don't ever eat fish. Of course, I'm sure no one does. I don't ever eat it with a knife because I want it to just be soft and just able to cut it with a fork. Here is the finished product. Here goes nothing. Cheers. So good. If I can do that, anyone can do it. And there's a lot better ways to make it. I was watching videos of people who were preparing the fish. Of course, they had whole fillets and doing things to them and putting spices and all that. If you're interested in cooking, I always watch multiple videos because I like to take what I can from these videos and apply it, apply what I like. made shotgun shells. It was before I had the smoker, and so I made them in the oven. And I just took all the ingredients that I liked and techniques, and I've made them twice, and they are good. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. Now with those, they do come out a little al dente. You can boil the noodles for, I've heard between 40, just put them in boiling water for 45 to 90 seconds. I haven't tried that method yet because I'm afraid to just break the noodles. But yeah, this is, obviously the macaroni's good. I can't screw that up because it's just, you just boil the noodles and put in the cheese. But this salmon, yeah, I did a good job. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but that's my first time ever smoking anything, and I think it turned out great. There may have been, there's a little bit of white. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of white in here coming out of the salmon. That's means it's done, and that's where the flavor and all that's at. So you really want to pull that off before it gets to that point. But still, it came out great. So if you're thinking about trying to smoke something, just do it. Buy you a cheap one like I did to start off with. If you're not real confident in how much you'll do it, that's why I didn't go buy a big smoker or anything like that. Just because I didn't know. That's only a 17-inch smoker, so I'll have to get a bigger smoker if I ever want to do anything real big. I'd like to move up to one day to brisket. So, but yeah, that turned out great. Got me a nice glass of Jack and cranberry here. So, if you're, like I said, if you're interested in something like that, just do it. That's all I've done. I've just done it and turned out great. So I'm gonna eat my dinner and relax for the evening. Y'all have a good evening, and follow me. I do a lot of different videos, not just cooking. I've done some reviews on drones. I'm trying to get into a lot of traveling. I've done a few videos on travels that I've done. So if you like the content, subscribe, hit that like button, and I will catch you next time.